If all these people walking around is any indication, Parramatta is very much alive in the 2020s. But because Parramatta was England's second colony on the continent, it's got a long history of dead people that's second to none. I'm on my way to meet local historian Judith Dunn. She's promised to introduce me to a bunch of her friends. I couldn't help but notice from her email that they've all been dead for quite a long time. But I'm trying to be more open-minded these days. Friendship can take many forms. She told me to meet her at St John's Cemetery, home of the oldest marked graves in Australia. She said she'd be dressed up in 70s gear. I love a theme, so I did the same. Judith, I love the outfit, but it doesn't look very 70s.
Well, it is 70s, but 1870s.
Oh, I must have misread the email. Here we are, dead centre of Parramatta. So Judith, tell us what's so great about Parramatta's cemeteries?
Parramatta cemeteries are absolutely fascinating because they're so old that sometimes there's no record except for the stones.
Wow, every headstone has a story.
Oh, the stories behind the headstones are super. I know which one pushed his wife into the fire, which one was the axe murderer.
Does this make you like the librarian or the Netflix of this cemetery?
I've been looking after all the Parramatta cemeteries for 30 years, so these are my friends.
Now Judith, there are a lot of dead people here. Shouldn't we just get rid of this place and put up a block of flats?
This is the oldest cemetery in Australia. Yeah. So vitally important that these stories are kept. And if you move the stones, the context is gone.
Judith, can we please go and meet some of your friends? Or as I like to call them, the dead set legends of Parramatta?
Certainly.
Let's go check them out. This doesn't look like a cemetery, Judith.
It's not, but I know a long cut.
Oh, right. Well, who are we meeting next?
Elizabeth Peasley.
Who is Elizabeth Peasley?
Fantastically strong pioneer woman.
Right.
Lots of enterprises, butcher shop, herd of cattle, a toll bar. And besides all that, she had 12 children.
12 kids in pioneer Parramatta. Oh my God.
But there's more.
What?
Mr. Peasley had 13.
13, right. Oh God, and that would have made for a bit of excitement.
It certainly did. During the christening of the 13th, Mrs. Peasley sailed down the aisle and beat him over the head with her parasol.
Okay, but why are we here at a golf course?
Because she ran the Fox Under the Hills Inn, and this is now Fox Hills Golf Club.
Wow, so this was her land?
It was.
Oh, amazing. You know my favourite hole at the Fox Hills Golf Course?
What is it?
Hole number 13. It's very good. It's where you lose your balls. Wow, what a story. We know how she lived, but how did she die, Judith?
She was rounding up the cattle, fell off a horse, broke her hip, and she didn't survive.
Wow. How old was she?
She was 87.
87? Still working at 87? Wow. Are you still going to be working in this cemetery when you turn 87?
God willing.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
A strong pioneer woman.
A strong pioneer woman. So, Judith, this is the oldest grave in Parramatta?
More than that, it's the oldest remaining grave in Australia.
Wow.
On its original site.
It's incredible. So who is this guy and what did he do?
This is Henry Edward Dodd, the personal servant to Governor Arthur Phillip.
Okay.
Knew about farming, so he was put in charge of the government farm and actually grew the first successful wheat crop in Australia.
Right, so that's why we're going to give him some wheat rather than flowers?
It is indeed. Saved the colony from famine.
And how did he die?
Someone told him that the convicts were hungry, they were stealing the vegetables out of the vegetable garden, and he didn't wait to dress. Dressed only in his nightshirt, he chased the robbers through the bush for several hours.
Wow.
And as a result of that, died.
I like that exertion killed him. I can definitely tell you if you're going to be running through the bush in the nude, you're going to get a cold. That's what my mum always told me. So I'm going to leave him my jacket as well. That'll keep his bones nice and warm. He'll never die again. So Judith, why is preserving places like this so important?
We're the oldest cemeteries in Australia, and most of them don't appear in the pages of history. They led lives obscurely great, and finding out their stories is fascinating.
Judith, would you like to be buried here?
There are 7 cemeteries in Parramatta. Maybe I should be cremated and scattered in all of them.
Well, Judith, you are a dead set legend who is still alive.
Thank you. I've got lots to do, so I hope I'm alive for a long time yet.